Let's bake a birthday cake for me. Why I named this cake the Queen is because it has both raspberries and blueberries, and combination of those is a queen jam in Finland. I wanted some pearls on top, so I coated some cereals with white chocolate, a little bit of oil there to make it more fluent. I have this kind of very handy cake mold, a little bit smaller than the hand, but you can expand it, and so it's easy to measure the correct size you want. I just need to butter it and add some breadcrumbs. On the bottom I'll just have the parchment paper. This will be a smaller cake just for 2 to maybe 5 persons. The standard sponge cake, just 3 ingredients, same amount of everything. So I start with 3 eggs, measure them in a glass, and the same volume of sugar, I measure it there, and starting whisking those eggs, then I gradually add the sugar to make it nice and foamy. You can, by the way, fill this cake with anything you want, from chocolate to berries, whatever you actually like. This time I'm doing something different. When the foam is nice and thick, it's time to add the flour. I shift it in quite carefully and not to beat it anymore, just very carefully add the and mix the flour in. Then I put it to the mold, avoiding here all the quick movements not to make it flat. Here also carefully placing it in the oven. Bake the cake in 350 Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes, or until it looks golden brown, and check with toothpick in the middle. If it sticks to the dough, it's not ready yet, and you can leave it there for a while. This was more trickier to take it away from the mold, but here it is. After it has cooled down, the cake has to be then cut into layers. I will make 3 layers here. Of course, if I have a sharp knife and steady hand, I can make this 4, but this time I didn't want to make it very high. Then to the filling. I have here about half a cup of blueberries, frozen ones. I'll warm them up on top of some boiling water. Then I need to moisten the cake. I used juice. And then I'm adding raspberry jam. And on top of the jam I'll add the blueberries with some mascarpone cream. This is actually nowadays quite a lot used in Finland. It goes very nicely with blueberries and vanilla. I added there 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar and then a bit of lemon juice to keep the color nice and fresh. Let's add this filling. I have another filling for the next layer. I'm moistening the cake again on both sides actually. I used here cranberry and grape juice. It could have been even sweeter, no worries. It was not that sweet. Well, then for the next layer. I actually wanted to have a little bit more freshness here, so I added fresh cheese. That was about 3 tablespoons. And I was planning to have it with white chocolate and the raspberries. So let's add the raspberries. A little bit of lemon juice there as well. And it required a little bit more sweetness. I added a couple of tablespoons of sugar and then about 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar. And then on this level. This was actually really tasty, this filling. Then the final layer. Some of the filling from this layer actually there was too much, and then I wanted to add the white chocolate on top, so I melted some of it and then I was planning to mix it with the filling that I had left over, and it was not looking very nice color, so I added a little bit of food coloring, which was not a good idea, but no worries, because this will actually be only a layer, so that I can add those pearls and the blueberries there, so that the cake won't be visible. So this won't actually be visible. So I was thinking that, oh my god, this is not the best color possibly, but it serves as a base for the decoration so that you can't see the cake color. Then I added the blueberries on top. This is actually a place where blueberries are better than bilberries because they are drier. Bilberries from Finland would actually be probably too moist for this, and they would maybe ruin the nice pearl effect that I was planning here. Then some cream to the side. I don't know what's happening in Spain always. The cream seems to have these kind of additional, like, very solid bits, and I have to use them because otherwise I won't have enough of the cream. So I'm whipping the cream, and I will add 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar also here. You could use also a normal sugar, but vanilla sugar is a bit sweeter. And oh my goodness, the things I do for you guys. I have not used this kind of tool for a long time, but this time I was thinking that I want to make this cake very special and nice, so I was using a piping bag. Usually I just put some lines with, let's say, with a knife or so, but of course with this one you can get the result is so much fancier. But then I ran out of cream, so fortunately I had some more cream and I finished the second half of the cake. With the piping bag you can actually also mold the cake if it's not directly round, or if it's drooping on some side, you can fix it nicely. I added a little bit of those raspberries, and then on the side I have mint leaves and those crunchy white chocolate covered cereals there. Actually they make a nice crunch. So time to taste. By the way, this was a 2-day effort because I created the cake and filled the cake on one day and made all the toppings on the next day. This way the flavors can develop overnight and the cake will be even tastier and more moist on the next day. Whoa, I didn't spoil it. This is difficult in front of a camera actually. Okay, time to taste. This is very exciting because I rarely make exactly the same cake. This was a clear hit and it disappeared in record time.